Hi everyone, this is Michelle for Expat Life Mexico. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a quick recap of our fun influencer weekend that we had in San Miguel de Allende a couple weekends ago. So grateful for these amazing folks who showed up in San Miguel and stayed at Casa ELM, graced our presence, and we just had a great time. So I'm super excited to bring their faces to you on my channel and let them share their experiences with you. So we'll let them introduce themselves. Again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like on this if you enjoy it, so on and so forth. And with that being said, go ahead, we'll introduce April and Rondell, the Yarbroughs, and they have their own YouTube channel. I'll let them talk a little bit about that.
Well, what's up? My name is Rondell.
My name is April.
And we are the Yarbros. Let's see, we're traveling the world looking for a place to call home.
Yep. And along the way, we're sharing everything that we kind of encounter and creating resources and paths for people who want to live abroad as well.
Facts, man. We love living, loving, and sharing our living, learning, and loving abroad with the world at large. So that's what we're all about.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. And now you're in Guadalajara. You spent a lot of time in Mexico. I don't know if you want to share that a bit.
Yeah, we, I think in total lived in Mexico for about 2.5 years or so. We actually were in Mexico when the pandemic hit, and we were living in Merida for a year, and then we moved over to Guadalajara for a year, and then we just kind of traveled around. So we found ourselves, I guess, stuck here, but this isn't the worst place to get stuck.
Stuck in paradise, right?
We really enjoyed getting to know Mexico and to kind of document our travels throughout this country.
And we're like truly blessed to cross paths with you in San Miguel de Allende. Because look, I wasn't feeling the city. We tried to scout out on our own. We did a lot of different things, and shout to her.
I don't even remember exactly how we met.
They say love has no beginning and no ending. So
I just know that it's my favorite city, and it's because of you. So coming back was really cool.
I don't know what all the hype is about, and then you showed us. So thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it was my pleasure. And what year was that? Was that 2020? 2021. It was the beginning of 2021.
Yeah, early 2021.
Yeah, I think you were on, I don't even remember, something online. I feel like we all meet online, right? We get to know each other online. And then finally, we all were, fortunately, before this weekend that we had chances to meet each other in person, and it was fun. I think we were supposed to only have like a dinner date, and it ended up being 3 dinner dates, 3 days in a row. And it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I appreciate it. So next up, Miss Rashida, who is working really hard right now. Thank you for being here. Tell us about yourself.
My name is Rashida Dao, and I have a channel called Rashida Dao. I live in Mexico City, and San Miguel de Allende is I always say that Mexico City is my favorite big city in the world, which is why I made a face when Rondell said he wasn't feeling the city. And I was like, I know you're not talking about my city like that. Anyway, Mexico City is my favorite big city in the world, and San Miguel is my favorite small town. And so these are 2 places I love. They're a short bus ride away. And so I love spending, weekends in San Miguel. I love coming out. Staying in Casa ELM was a real treat this time because I've visited before, but never stayed there before. My YouTube channel is all about life in Mexico, taking career breaks, moving abroad, all of those things. And so I'm super excited to share that information with anyone who wants it.
Thank you. And you also have a new channel called Rashida Dao.
Rashida Dao, where we talk about money. So DOUGH, Rashida Dao, Rashida Dao. Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
Also, I have to plug this. One of the co-creators and co-hosts of Exodus Summit, an annual summit for Black women who want to take career breaks and move abroad. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/Exodus Summit or exodussummit.com/community.
Yes, and they do excellent work. I feel like that's how I initially found you all. Maybe it was, when was your first year that you did the Exodus Summit? Was it 2019?
2020.
Okay, 2020. Yes, and it was amazing. I was just like, this is awesome. And it's grown like crazy. So if you are a Black lady or woman watching this, please find them also you're on YouTube as well, right?
Yes.
You have the Exodus Summit channel as well. Okay.
Channel, yes. And you're going to be in our Facebook group this
on
week?
Thursday.
This Thursday. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I already have it in my calendar. I can't wait.
I do too. I just don't know days anymore.
That's okay. And they also have an amazing meetup coming up. I know it's sold out, but I'm just putting it out there for the next one. Look out for it. And they're meeting in Morocco, one of the places on my bucket list. So
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, mine's too.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And next, Amber. Amber, tell us about yourself.
Hello, y'all. My name is Amber C. Edwards, and I am a relocation specialist. And I work exclusively with Black families to help them find the best place for them to relocate, either temporarily or permanently. I just started a YouTube thanks to Stephanie. She gave me the gentle push for that. So I'm excited, and that you can find information on Overseas with Ease. That's also my Instagram as well. And that's where I'll be putting out all of the relocation content. I've also just launched an app that I created that helps automate and streamline the relocation process as well, also called Overseas with Ease, because that's what it's about. Moving and living outside the country does not have to be difficult. It can actually be very simple. And I love that I'm able to help problem solve, help my women find the best location for them, and then be with them a part of their journey, just to make sure that their relocation goes smoothly as well. So it's quite a pleasure. I was telling them earlier, I just got off the call with one of my students who's moving to Australia next week, and we're going to knock out her plan in about 6-7 days. So
wow.
It can go, she's been a student for over a year, but it just, it's happening now. So we are getting the process done. So, and I like that. I like that it has flexibility in the program that, if you need to take a little bit of time, that's fine. And if it needs to go quick, it can also go just as fast as well.
Love it. Love it. Tell us about the app a little bit. Like, how does it work? Like, what are the objectives?
Yes. So it's broken up into 3 different modules. The first module, we are really making sure that we have your goals, dreams, aspirations, non-negotiables down. And then from that point, I'm able to offer recommendations on the best location for them to go. Module 2 is us deciding, okay, we're going to either this one area or we're going to be hopping around, and creating what that plan looks like. And then module 3 is when you actually move to the country. So I'm there with you along the way, making sure that you're able to integrate nicely, and that if we need to make any changes, this is the time to do it. So sometimes they love it, here for life. Sometimes, like Brianna, she stayed a little bit longer. And sometimes they go and they're like, yeah, this isn't giving what I thought it was. So we go back to the drawing board and see maybe there was something missing along the way, which typically was a non-negotiable that they hadn't thought was something that they absolutely needed. It's like, actually, yeah, I can't live without this. And now we're making a plan. So yeah, that's the purpose of it. It's automated. So every day it's a new lesson. It's meant to be small bite-sized lessons. And it's also a hybrid program. So most of it is digital, but at the end of every week, we actually have talks and we break through what you said and really dig deeper. And like, are you sure you want this? Or like, okay, you've been saying this a lot in our conversation, so this is probably something that's very important to you.
Awesome. I like it. It sounds like a very intimate relationship that you create to get them from A to Z, so or close to Z. I think that's great. So Overseas with Ease. And I know you all were talking, the Yarbroughs, about some programs. I don't know if you want to share, or is it too early, that you're considering also putting out?
One of the things we currently do is we hold consultations with people who are interested in making the move anywhere. They want to go abroad, they've been watching our channel, and they have maybe more questions. They want more in-depth answers and just need kind of someone to bounce ideas off of, or kind of hold their hand
little hand holding,
making a little plan.
And, or cheerleading, right?
Yeah, or cheerleading. Yeah, we've had one of those sessions where someone just really wanted some encouragement.
They just wanted some positive affirmations, so we spent the hour phrasing.
Yeah. I mean,
we
okay.
also offer class. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
A lot of the move is mental, so it makes sense you guys are inspiring them, because a lot of the fears we have sometimes are from other people, and it's just helping them break that down and give them a response to the fear. And like, okay, so this is this. Okay, well, here's the response. And then they're like, oh, well, that does not, exist anymore. It's like, okay, great. So now you can go.
Exactly. Then you get those people who just want that hard data. We have a meeting following this one, like immediately following this one, that she just wants all data and she knows exactly what she wants. So that's beautiful too. She just wants somebody to do the legwork for her.
That's awesome.
We also have a class, what is it, Mexico 180 days at a time?
Yeah, because our travel in Mexico has been on the tourist permit. And sometimes people just want an exploratory trip and they want to take the time that Mexico gives you as a tourist to explore the country and decide, if they want to stay or move on. So just like what it's like to live as a tourist or to slow travel through Mexico, we have a course for that as well.
Just the overall broad overview of Mexico.
I love it. I love it. And before we go on, sorry, I didn't want to be rude. Brianna. Brianna's like kind of.
Patiently.
Yes. Brianna works as a manager at Casa ELM, and I'm so grateful for her. Met her through Amber, and she's just been such a help. And I know she did Amber's program, so I don't want to steamroll her over and forget to acknowledge you sitting there talking. So go ahead and introduce yourself. So sorry.
My name is Brianna. I am the manager here at Casa ELM. I'm also a marketing and management consultant under Studio Collab. It's a play on my last name, Stewart. And I basically help businesses get their processes and operations up and running so that it can be more automated and just kind of ran with a smaller team because not everybody can afford a big team, if you will. So that is me.
Man, processes, operations, legal, what y'all? Woo!
She always downplays it, but I have to say that she's definitely been so instrumental with Casa ELM. When I started out, I have a very do-it-yourself kind of attitude, but we all know that's not possible. But I think sometimes we have our vision of how we want something to look and feel. So I've built websites in the past using, templates and things like that. And I put all of that together, and then Brianna came in and she was able to really put the automation, do numbers on what things cost and all these other really important pieces. So she's quiet, but she's definitely on it. And I really appreciate everything that she's been a part of. It's been really a smoother process trying to have this small business, because even though we have this space, it's still a very small operation. And with having things kind of, go out to people more automated, it definitely helps to increase awareness and sales. So I'm super grateful to Amber for introducing me to her. And I know that she did Amber's program. So just wanted to put that out there. So if anyone's looking for a little help, definitely she's available for some extra time, but don't take too much away from me. Just saying. So go ahead.
To connect y'all together, because I was like, oh, this is a good, I see this collaboration working out nicely. So it makes me happy that y'all are still working together.
Yeah, definitely grateful. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the weekend, unless there's anything else you want to share about what you do and your experience with Casa ELM. Definitely let me say something about Michelle Watson first. Okay. First of all, let me talk about Casa ELM because I always kind of jump around. So Casa ELM is a space in San Miguel. It's my guest house. And we basically are here to create soft landing experiences for people interested in moving to San Miguel de Allende. I really focus on San Miguel de Allende because this is where I've been. I've lived here for over 4 years, going on 5 years. I can't believe it. And, it's been my passion and love to really show people that this is normal. People don't need to think like this is some special thing or some special remedy. I think it's having a plan, and that's why we're all here. How you get the information, where and who you hire, or if you just go looking for it yourself, is your business. So I'm always about, if someone gels with this person, go there. If you gel with me, come this way. If you gel with Rashida, the Yarbros, Amber, whomever, Stephanie Perry. Stephanie Perry's traveling. She's supposed to be here, but we'll just talk about her goodness. She has a channel as well, Stephanie Perry, on YouTube. And basically the same as Rashida mentioned earlier, they help Black women take sabbaticals and figure out what they would like to do with their next chapter, or even just cutting off whatever it is they're doing that might not be useful or helpful for them. And their movement has grown tremendously, and we're all super grateful for just having outlets to go to. I've met so many women that found me online, found them online, found the Yarbros, Amber, whomever online, and now they're here, right? They're living in Mexico, or they're living somewhere else in the world. And I think that it's really just a blessing to be a part of journeys that people are taking, and also while we create our own, right? Because this is a pioneer step, I think, for us to have picked up and moved somewhere else and tried something on, and now we're creating light for others. So that's my purpose in San Miguel. That's what Casa ELM is all about soft landing experiences. We offer relocation tours. This year we have a series of other experiences like vineyards, a vineyard experience, I believe twice this year. We also have an upcoming women's retreat in April, and I believe later on this year, called Peace, Not Pieces. And that's a very concentrated kind of week discussing different things that are here to empower women who have gone through loss and separation. So you can find more about that. I'm actually going to do a live about that on Sunday. That can be found at The Journey Retreat, which is on Facebook, and also thejourneyretreat.com. And what else? What else am I missing? I also do consultations. Again, I focus on San Miguel de Allende, and we offer in our relocation tours a lot of a week-long amount of information on how to move to this part of Mexico. And that includes immigration presentations. It includes real estate tours through homes, neighborhood tours, medical insurance, a whole bunch of things that people want to know if they're really seriously considering taking this step. So we're a part of that process. And once people do actually come back and go home and get their papers and get their residency and all that stuff in order, then they're already connected to the community here. So it's been really nice to see us grow from 12 Black faces in San Miguel to maybe, I don't even know, 50 or 60 in a year and a half or 2 years. So I'm really excited that I'm a part of that as well. So saying all of that, let us know how your weekend was. You can start with the Yarbros.
First, cut my stove off.
You know what? Let me talk about Michelle really quick, because I started with that. So Michelle Watson, she is the founder of Ingenuity, TEA, and spice.com. And she was so amazing. I mean, we've all been talking about these teas. You're probably drinking some of her tea right now, right?
I am.
Okay.
I am. It's delicious.
Anyway, I'm going to speak to her on Friday evening as well, but she was able to come in and give, yay. I'm just going to say, someone have the packaging. I have a bag downstairs. But she came in and she gave us an amazing presentation about all the different flavors, how she sources her teas, everything that's healthy and beneficial about her products, and why it's different from other brands, and what's good for us, and the level of caffeines in each thing. And it was just really a beautiful thing. So I just wanted to say thank you to her for being the official tea and sponsor for the influencer weekend. We would have done it anyway, but she jumped in, and then she got on a plane and came to San Miguel to do an in-person presentation for our group. And it was just amazing, absolutely amazing. So if you visit Casa ELM, there's a lot of her amazing tea on the shelf. I think she has like 14 flavors, I believe. And if you are just interested in buying and you live in the United States, it's ingenuityandspice.com, and you can go there and order teas. And if anyone's coming down to San Miguel or Mexico and wants to fill up their suitcase with some goodies, hit us up in the comments. So that's it. All right. Sorry. Go ahead, Rondell.
Amazing tea. First off, that was amazing. All of the teas are absolutely amazing. Very aromatic. I love tea. That's what my first love, honestly. Love me some tea. But on the weekend, our first orientation is when we got there and got inside of the actual home, Casa ELM. Magnifique. It was beautiful.
Really loved like the whole Spanish colonial architecture of
like
the
that Afrocentric feel too,
Mexican and Afrocentric together.
Beautiful.
Just a beautiful space that feels really welcoming, very peaceful, and very relaxing.
Harmonious, still communal, seeming communal, but you still have your own private space, and that private space is large and beautiful. Just really well done. So kudos to you. Good job.
Thank you.
Each room I think had its own water heater. That's detail. That's a big deal.
Yes, gotta keep those showers right.
And outside of that, just the being in the house with all of you guys has been amazing. We were so inspired just meeting and talking with you guys, spending the weekend with you guys. There's a lot of things that we're kind of bubbling on now just from the conversations we had. So we appreciate the opportunity to be a part of the collaborative weekend.
I hate to be the guy to take it to God, but I felt like it was so God. I really do. So many projects that we're working on and we've actually started, and some other people have already gone jumped all the way in the pool and are already working with that product. So we got to ruminate in different ideas, share different ideas, and it was just a wonderful weekend. Really very inspirational.
Agreed. Thank you for coming. I had the idea, but I first I didn't know if everyone would make it, and you all did. So grateful for that. But it was just really a beautiful time. It didn't feel competitive. It didn't feel any of those things. It was just really beautiful. And I'm glad that you were there and that we all were able to inspire each other. I got so much joy from having you there, feeding you. I love feeding. Drinking. From drinking. We had such amazing conversations, but in addition to that, I definitely also was inspired and got so much helpful, useful information from all of you, but definitely Stephanie and Rashida. So I really am grateful. I already started jumping on some of those suggestions as well. So just want to say thanks. So go ahead, Rashida.
So I forgot, if you guys don't know, if you've never been to Casa ELM, Michelle loves to entertain and she's a very good hostess. And so when we got there, and we did the tutorial, which was one of my favorite parts of the weekend, Michelle Watson sat us down and talked to us about the different types of tea. So Michelle Watson coming with her tea knowledge, and Michelle, San Miguel Michelle, giving us all of the, just a beautiful tablescape filled with the best foods. It was just yummy and educational. And there were so many friendly faces. It was a really great way to kind of kick off the weekend. And I'm really grateful for the new knowledge I have about tea, the new flavors of tea that I am going to hoard for the rest of my life because I love them so much. And your hospitality, Michelle, it was just a great place to come. And because I've been to the house before, I know what it looks like. I felt like I knew what Casa ELM was. But going there and seeing what it's like to be your guest for the weekend really, really clicked something in my brain. It really made it all come together. It's such a warm space. Brianna does such a good job of making sure that the train stays on the tracks, right? The train stays on the track and keeps moving forward. If you get a welcome package, read it.
Read it. You're getting in. Get a highlighter.
All the details are in there. Right. Everything I needed to know was in a welcome package I got when I came. It was very organized. And I felt like, as someone who's been to San Miguel a ton of times already, it still felt like I learned about San Miguel too, because Michelle has so many resources that you could use that you would have a hard time getting to on your own. And so it was just a great weekend to kind of look at one of my favorite places with new eyes. And so I'm really appreciative of being able to come and experience that with all of you.
Thank you. Thank you. It was awesome. It went by fast, but it was really beautiful. It went by quickly. And I was like stressing, but when it was all said and done, I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm glad you all made it. So yeah, we'll see more, capturing the weekend once David puts it all together, the videographer. He's working on it. So I'll be happy to share that. Was everyone able to download the footage and stuff? Okay,
Yes.
Good. Feel free to use it. Amber.
Oh, yes. This is my third time in San Miguel. I came just around this time last year, actually, and we had the photo shoot, the brand photo shoot, which was lovely. And the second time I came, I brought some of my relocation students down, and we did a weekend, like a day, not a day trip, but like overnight trip. So every time I've gone, it's been a little bit different, but we still kind of do the things that I enjoy doing. I don't like the cold, and I don't like cold water, but I love the hot spring. I live for the hot spring. And even though I had to wake up early, I'm not a morning person. It is worth waking up at 6 to be there by 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, or 7 when they open. Because like Michelle, you said it perfectly. The first time I went to the hot springs, it was at 9 a.m. and it was a lot more people there, and the temperature's warming, but that crispy, cool breeze at 7 with the heat and the steam. There's probably 10 people there. It was a nice experience. The house is stunning. Like when you walk in, you just look up and the ceiling is like the first thing that you see. It just like takes you away. The bedrooms are lovely. The beds are extremely comfortable. I've slept in a lot of Airbnbs, so I know, I can sit on the bed. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a nice. Every room has its own restroom as well, and the adjoining rooms also share. But yeah, I think Rashida touched on it, like just the hospitality and the attention to detail when it came to the types of food that were there for the brunches. And we were, even able to go to the market, and I was like, oh my gosh, some mangoes. And you got me mangoes. Like I was so little thing. But yeah, I love that the space it's big. Like it gives you can, like as Yarbros said earlier, like Rondell said, it's community, but you can also like tuck away into the back if you want to, in the 3 patios that they have in the back, or go into the front patio. There's the common space upstairs, downstairs, so it's a nice vibe where you can still be around people if you need to. And then when I needed to get some work done, that was completely okay as well. The Wi-Fi is fantastic. I love that there's a fireplace also, get nice and cozy. Heater in every room, which is not always the case when you come to Mexico. So little stuff like that makes trips to me, because if I'm cold or if little things are there, it's just like it doesn't make it as enjoyable. But it's check always. And the food, the oxtails, the shrimp curry.
That shrimp
Thank you. I think Brianna cooked the shrimp this time, right?
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, look, y'all. I'm here. I truly enjoy my time there. The house is beautiful. I didn't get to explore San Miguel that much. I did on my last day, and we can talk about that a little bit later. But I love the house itself and the activities that we did, and the people that were around as well. So overall, fantastic weekend. I'm excited for my next trip.
Thank you so much. So I really appreciate, I'm not going to keep you really long, but I was going to say, if any of you were able to connect with the local community that's already here, feel free to share a little bit of that with us as well, because I think a lot of times when, mostly women are contacting me, they have, like you said, a lot of those fears. Amber mentioned earlier, the fear of going somewhere. Some people are very on point and they know exactly what they want. Maybe they've already traveled enough and they're comfortable with that. But I think moving to a place is definitely mentally challenging to put it all on and like, let's go do this. So I always try to make sure people that I think would have good synergies are connected when they come, say, okay, like I just had someone who showed up the day that you all left on Monday, and she was here for, I think it was our August relocation experience, and she's back in San Miguel. She wants to live here now. So right away, I was like, connect with these three ladies. They're going to a concert and they've been hanging hard ever since. So it's going on a week. And I think that just makes it so much easier for people to feel like, oh, I can see this being my new long-term home. So I don't know if you had a chance to connect with anyone while you were here. I know a lot of us were still working that weekend in addition to having fun and eating and drinking.
Definitely. I actually did met up with Miss Terry. She was there last January also. And so we met up in Centro. She showed me one of the markets that they had, and she's staying in the San Antonio neighborhood. She showed me the cutest, like she called it her little hobbit house. $300 a month, cute 2-story, like just enough for one person, great light coming in. She's really good neighbors. And so it's lovely to be able, like you said, to meet people and then you come back and you see them, they're living there and they're thriving. It's a good feeling for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been to her house. The Hobbit house, you said. It is very adorable. It really is.
The perfect space. One, it's just like everything you need is right there, and the light is coming in, and yeah, it sounds like this is a lovely vibe.
Yes, and walking distance to Central. So that's key to mention, and super affordable. I don't remember what she pays, but $350. Okay, there you go. $350 US. It's doable. So just putting it out there, because I think a lot of people, we know it's expensive, more expensive in San Miguel. However, I do think expensive based on what your conveniences are and what you're willing to kind of work around. There are some things that, yeah, I know I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'll pay a little bit more, but I'm just saying like there are places and spaces in Central, mostly in the San Antonio, Guadalupe, Guadiana neighborhoods that are more affordable. They might not be massive. They may not have every single thing in it that you're looking for, but the price can be right. Yeah.
Well, this was only our second time coming to SMA, and it completely changed my perspective once again. When we went to the city, we only planned on spending a night, but we ended up staying for 2 days. We had dinner with the Simmons family, and you actually inspired their mom to get a house here when they hung out with you at some kind of Black event. You inspired her to get a home, but we ran into
and a few people, like one, I think she has 3 names. It could be Dee Dolores and Lolita, who had an art exhibit.
That's right. Dee Washer.
Okay. So we ran into her just randomly.
Ran into her.
She doesn't even watch our channel or anything. She saw us and just started
Black folk. So there's a community being established there. There's a sincere community. And I did not know that. Like San Miguel de Allende to me seemed to be a Caucasian, elderly Caucasian place, the actual core of the city. But we ran into sister after sister after sister, and just impromptu conversations, nothing for the video or anything else, just like in passing. So that was amazing.
Right. That's right. We're putting our pepper in it.
I see it.
There it is. Yeah.
There were quite a few women who are part of the Exodus Summit community, who have moved to San Miguel. And so we went wine tasting one day when I was there.
That's right.
And we were about 10 people, I think. And it was a really great experience to hang out with people. The winery was really nice. Another Michelle and Brianna recommendation. And it was cool to hang out with people who I've been building community online with for years, but I've never met in person. And so that was honestly a gem of the trip. We after wine tasting went to dinner because you need a little more food than that cheese plate when you're while you're drinking wine. And it was just nice to see people and hear their stories of why they moved to San Miguel. And how, they've experienced you online, you've experienced them, but getting into the real world and having the in-person experience, which can't be beat, was really great. I think that for a lot of us, we are online creators. And so we create stuff and we put it into the world. And is anyone out there? Hello. Right? Like, or does anyone take your advice? It can be a very one-way street. And so having that interaction was really priceless for us when we were there.
Absolutely. I had so many more ladies that wanted to crash our parties
Next time,
and get together. Yeah, next time we'll make a space and time where we can go somewhere and people can meet us. I didn't feel like we wanted to have, a bunch of people showing up at Casa ELM. But yeah, many people asked about you all. And so, it's a beautiful thing to just see that you're loved, and people truly, truly appreciate you. They speak very highly of all of you. And yeah, it's just been really a beautiful thing. If someone asked me 10 years ago, would I be in Mexico doing this? No, probably would have said no. So it's great. It's great. So anyone add anything else before we go? Brianna? Am I missing anything?
Crickets thing that could do.
Cricket. You're good with the editing and sound effects. Yes.
We have our Mother's Day retreat in May.
Mama's Day.
I think you mentioned that. I don't know if you mentioned that with the other. That's good.
I don't know if I mentioned that specifically. So anyway, you'll see a description in the description box, everything that we shared here today and anything that each of you are doing, we'll get the links for so we can put that out there. And yeah, we'll just continue, supporting each other. If there's something that you're offering or any of you are offering that makes sense, happily, to send someone your way and say, hey, check this out. I mean, I actually treated my best friend to the Exodus Summit. She loved it last year. And, because I was just trying to show her, something different. She lives in New York and just in that rat race, right? And
she's going to be living there sooner than you think.
I hope so. I keep telling her, come on down. She came down once when I first moved and loved it. So hopefully we can get her back, and actually connected her with some other Exodus sisters that live in New York, and they all went out, hung out together. So yeah, it's been really beautiful. So hopefully we can repeat this. I know Amber requested summertime.
Yeah, so
summertime because it's too cold. Girl, I'm going to give you 3 blankets.
Yes.
And a Eskimo coat.
I wrapped up.
Too cute. Anyway, we missed Stephanie. She was also with us. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for also joining us for this influencer weekend, and also for your guidance and presence, everything you do online and everything that you offered that weekend. And thank you all for coming. It's definitely time out of our schedule and our lives to do this, but it was amazing. So I look forward to doing it again, 2024.
Hey.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Peace and love.
Bye.
Peace and love. Bye.